Hey kids, it's Mrs. Davis from Happy Place to Grow. I am so glad you are back with me today for video number 2 in our fire prevention, fire safety video series. It's October, and October is Fire Prevention Month. Now in video number 1, we talked about being a fire safety expert, looking around your house for items that might be flammable versus items that are not flammable. And the goal in video 1 was to prevent a fire from happening before it starts by being aware of items around the house that catch on fire or flame up easily, so that we can work on keeping those items away from hot surfaces like stoves or light bulbs or space heaters. So we're just getting familiar with things that could flame up, because we know fire burns quickly and we want to prevent fire from happening before it starts. But even as careful and safe as we try to be, sometimes a fire will happen in a space that we live or go to school. So we have to be aware of not only how to prevent a fire, but what to do if a fire happens, so that we don't panic. We prepare so that we're not panicked, and we're not afraid. We're confident that we can get out of a burning building safely. So in video 2, we're going to be focusing on how to get out safely and things to do so that we can be prepared just in case there is a fire. All right, let's get started. I brought along with me a newspaper, a weekly reader, and the headline says, "Stay away from fire. Fire burns quickly. Find out what to do if a fire starts." So the goal of today's video is to understand that fires burn quickly. They're very dangerous if they're out of control, and we need to make sure that we're aware of what to do so that we can safely get out and get out quickly. So let's get started with the information. Now this newspaper is sectioned off into a few little spaces here. So I'm going to try to fold up and focus in. But at the top it says fire facts to know. Fire facts to know. When I'm talking to my students about fire prevention and fire safety, I always make them aware of how special they are, and you are too. There's only one of you, and we can't go to Walmart and buy another one of you. So we want to make sure that you get out safely and you know what to do if there's a fire. You cannot be replaced. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to fold up this newspaper lovingly because it is rather old. So hopefully it will withstand my folding. Okay, tip number 1, and you can see a mom and her daughter, and they're working on a tool, a device. Can you name this device? Right, it's a smoke alarm or smoke detector. So let's find out what the information says, and then we'll just talk about how you and your family can make sure that you are safe and you have these devices ready to go. It says a smoke alarm helps you get out quickly, and we know fire burns quickly. A lot of items in our home and schools are flammable, paper, cloth items. So there's a lot of items in the home that can catch on fire, and that fire is going to spread very quickly. And it's going to be essential that we get out very quickly. A smoke detector or smoke alarm is going to be a tool that is going to save lives. So we want to be familiar with it. First of all, it makes a sound when there's smoke or fire. It has sensors in it that senses, because heat and smoke rise, and so it's going to go into this unit, and there are sensors, and then it's going to cause the unit to loudly signal so that people that are sleeping, or even if you're just doing something in your house, it's going to alert you that something's wrong, that there's a fire, especially if you're asleep, because you're not going to know unless this guy goes off right here. It makes a sound when there is smoke or fire. Always test your smoke alarm. Make sure it works. You can have these in your house, but if there's no battery or the battery is dead, it's not going to be able to work and alert you. So it's going to be essential that you and your family, this can be a family activity, that you test your smoke detector regularly, once a month, every couple weeks, whatever you're comfortable with. But don't wait a year to test it. There's a little button on most smoke detectors. I know this is one I got out of a house that I was moving out of, and it was falling off the wall, so we just took it off. Press the button. If the battery is working, it will beep. As soon as you take your finger off, it will stop. It's a test button. So you want to test that on a regular basis. You want to make sure that you have fresh batteries, and then make sure the batteries are ready to go. If you have a battery operated one, that's going to be essential. Again, even if you have one at your house, if it's not working properly, it's not going to alert you. So a smoke detector is essential for getting out quick. All right, let's go to tip number 2. This is a good one that I think sometimes families don't practice or do as often. They might be aware of this, but this is very important as part of the safety plan for getting out quickly, because fire burns fast. It says have an escape plan so you know where to go. Draw a picture of your house. Plan 2 ways to get out of each room. Choose a safe place outside where everyone can meet. Practice the plan with your family. You want to make sure that you practice this so regular that it's so routine that if your smoke detector goes off when you're sleeping, you're going to be prepared, not scared. You're going to get up and you're going to do what your family's practiced, and you're going to know where to go. So families that practice a plan on a regular basis are going to know what to do to get out. I always told my students, make sure in your bedroom, but this plan would cover your whole house. But if you're in your room and the smoke detector alarm goes off, you've got to make sure you know 2 different ways to get out of your room. The first way would be your door. So go to your door and touch it. If the door is hot, don't open it, because that means the flames are close by. You're going to have to make sure you know what your second way out is. Again, you're not going to panic, because you're going to have plan A and plan B going on. If you touch your door and it's cool, then you're going to know that you can open the door carefully and begin moving out. It's important to get out of your house. You don't want to go into your house looking for your family members. You don't want to look for pets. You don't want to worry about toys. Remember, toys, and as much as we love our pets, those things can be replaced, but you cannot. Your family members have practiced the plan with you, so they're going to get out. Everybody gets out, and you're going to meet at that spot that you decide is the place everyone's going to meet. If everyone's there, then you know everyone got out. If someone's not there, then you're going to alert a firefighter, and you're going to let them know they have that equipment. They can go in and rescue family members, and they can even rescue pets too. If the flames aren't so bad, they can rescue your beloved pets. Remember, you have to get out quickly, because there's so many flammable things in your house. That fire is going to burn very fast. So getting out quick is essential. And practicing that plan over and over is going to be so important. Now let's take a look at this picture, and then we're going to talk about what the students are doing. I love Fire Safety Week at my school because we get to go to the fire station, and at the fire station, they have what they call the smokehouse. And the kids are given tips by a firefighter, and they get to practice this safety tip, which is go low in smoke. Smoke and heat rise. The smoke that occurs when a fire is happening is dangerous. It's dangerous to breathe. It is poison gas. It's not healthful to breathe. It can kill you. So you want to go low. The freshest air won't be super fresh, but it'll be the best air. Remember, you're going out quick, is going to be low. So when you go to your door, if it's cool and you're escaping out your bedroom door and you know you're going to the first available exit in your house, either the front door or the back door, whatever's the closest to get out, then you're going to be crawling. You're not going to be running out. You're going to crawl. You're going to crawl very quickly, and you're going to go quick, and you're going to go low in smoke. Let's find out why that is so important. It says crawl low under smoke to get out safely. The air is cleaner near the floor. Remember to stay low and go. So that's the tip there. I love this tip, and as I was saying before, I always encouraged my students. This is the number one thing that I always tried to get them to think about when we were studying fire safety. It says get out and stay out. Firefighters wear special clothing. They can go into a burning building to save people and pets. Get out and stay out of a burning building. So that is something you definitely need to be aware of. So let's review. We talked about the smoke detector. Check it, test it, have a plan with your family. Make sure you know 2 exits out of all rooms, not just your bedroom, and that you practice crawling low, go low in the smoke, right? So those are the very important things. And then the number one thing that we talked about was making sure that once you get out quickly, but once you're out, don't go back in. Only firefighters with the special equipment can go back in and rescue family members or pets if they need to. So those are all really important things to know. Now, one more thing I want to cover. It is in another little fire safety newspaper that I have, and it is something fun that you might practice at school. It's about your clothing. Now, we know that all material is very flammable. So what if your clothes catch on fire? Well, we know that material flames up very quickly. So if you're around an open flame and the flame accidentally you get too close and your clothes catch on fire, you don't want to panic. The first thing that you want to do is stop. And I know me, if I didn't know this fire safety tip, I would definitely panic. I would not stop. But the first tip is to stop. Do not run. Air makes fire burn fast. So flammable items can move flames along, but also the air, the oxygen that we breathe that's all around us also feeds a flame. And so if you're running, you're pushing air toward that flame, and it's going to get bigger, faster, quicker. So stop. Tip number 2, drop on the ground. Drop to the ground. It says drop down to the floor or the ground. And then finally, and I really like what this model is doing right here, covering your face, because you don't want any flames to burn your face. So he's covering his face and he's rolling over and over to put the fire out. You're rolling around and around and around. Just roll, roll, roll. This would be a fun thing to practice. You know, we're talking about making a plan, practicing your exit, but you could also practice what to do if your clothes catch on fire. Wow, I tell you, it's so important to know what to do. We don't want a fire to happen, but if it does, we're definitely more equipped than we were before. So kids, check in with your family members. Make sure that this device in the house, number one, make sure you have these. And they should be in different locations in your house. Now, most new houses or even apartments that people live in, they're required to have these. So they're usually located near bedrooms. And if you have 2 floors, they're going to be upstairs and they're going to be downstairs. But make sure the batteries are fresh and working. So that could be a fun family activity to test the smoke detector. Definitely cover your ears on that one. And then it's going to be really important to practice to make a safety plan and to practice it on a regular basis. The more familiar you are with the plan, then it's going to be just a piece of cake. You're going to not panic and you're just going to do it. It's just a normal part of your everyday routine. This is what I do if the house is on fire. Hopefully your house will never catch on fire, but if it does, you are going to get out quickly and you're going to stay out. You're going to be at the meeting place so that you know that you're out and your family members know that you're out too. Well, it's been a really important video that we've discussed fire safety and how to get out safely. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you and you share it with your friends and your family members. Now join me for video number 3. We're going to take a tour of the fire station. And hey, let's get familiar with our firefighters. And they are definitely heroes. So let's check out some fire safety equipment that they use. Let's find out about how they train for their job, just what they have to do. And hey, let's visit a fire station and see where they stay. Sometimes firefighters have to sleep at the fire station. That will be a really fun thing to check out. So join me on video number 3 so that you can find out all about firefighters. Okay, kids? Practice your fire safety. Make a plan, practice your plan, and test those smoke detectors. All right, until our next time together, as always, be fire smart and have a good one.